What does the church in Niger think the kingdom of heaven is like? Again and again, I hear songs and comments from Christians in Niger that emphasize a hopeful picture of the kingdom of heaven. It's held up to be a place where we will walk on streets paved with gold. We will come home to God's house together. We will receive the crown of life. We will have every tear wiped from our eyes. We will put down all the difficult toil that we have on earth with the physical danger and the drinking of suffering, which is an ever-present phrase in Hausa. We will be united together, worshiping around God's throne. So for Nigerian Christians, it's natural that to exhibit the kingdom of heaven to their neighbors is to help alleviate this drinking of suffering that goes on in life, to wipe away tears, to feel we are home in God's house, to be united, to taste the real life that will crown us in heaven. Here's what I saw the church doing in my visits to different places. Amazing things have come out of this church being pulled down during riots in 2015. A partner grant allowed them to rebuild in cement and install running water from the small city grid. No one else in the neighborhood had running water at the time, and some were hostile to Christians or even selling water to Christians, meaning that the pastor had to ride a motorcycle 7 kilometers to find a friendly place to fill water jugs. But with running water, several neighbors started coming to them and asking if they could not only have water to drink, but pay part of the water bill so they could make cement blocks to build their own houses. Word spread that the Christians were good people to share their resources with. A man who built the biggest house in the neighborhood with their help showed up to a wedding celebration soon afterward and was amazed to see the pastor greeting and hugging so many. He said, "I thought you were a different kind of person, but now I see it's true in the kindness and love that you treat everyone with. And your wedding celebrations even show this amazing character you have."
So it came about that many people would come to see that we're people of God, that we're people of love. Now there's a good visible relationship between us and people around here. We can go in among them. We don't worry about our own physical safety to go among them and have conversations. Listen to their stories and give them some examples about Jesus, even when they bring back complaints or doubts, until they get to know, these really are people we should listen to. That's the reason why now we don't have persecutions, but we have good interactions. Just a while back, we had a wedding. Many people from the community came. They saw and heard and said, "Wow, your kind of wedding worship service is really better than what we do for marriages."
Access to water and how they treat people has been a huge factor in building trust with their neighbors and letting people see the love that they have because they serve the King of Heaven. This pastor and former president of the church has been working hard to build a well-respected school in the country's original capital. Started from 3 classrooms in 2015, it now has 24 and stretches from kindergarten through high school. Partly through school fees and partly through sponsorships, they continue to build and have high demand. The surrounding community realizes that they are giving people the hope of getting out of poverty through education. And the Christians have a reputation for great schools because it's known that Christian teachers won't just show up and do the minimum to receive a paycheck. That negative attitude is too prevalent in all the schools across the country, which has meant that raising children's access to school hasn't necessarily raised the level of education. But the church's schools are distinctive because the teachers care to provide the highest quality education and give it in a loving way. No one is forced or indoctrinated into faith at these schools, but the message of the way that the teachers live is not lost on the students. Reverend LeBeau feels everything from the sign out on the street lets people know we do it because were co-workers in the service of God, as 1 Corinthians chapter 3 verse 9 says. These communities of Kamre and Batafadua are severely lacking in water, with people often traveling to other neighboring villages to get their daily supply. But in Kamre, there is one well that a project dug and then placed in the hands of the small church in the village. One of the members' entrepreneurship has kept it operating with a much repaired diesel motor that pumps water up to a tank adjacent to the church and Christians' houses. The people paying to fill water jugs attested that this is such an important source, as paths are cut through the fields from 6 other villages converging at this tank. The sad truth is that community pumps in so many places have long since stopped operating due to lack of upkeep. This is a strong witness by the Christians in these communities. They have suffered rejection by their neighbors to even sit or eat with them at times, but they don't give up reaching out in love. As the Christians, before everyone, we keep saying we are here together with you all the time, even if you exclude us. In happiness or in trouble, we're here. If there's some baby shower, we're here together with them. Or if there's some festival, we're here together with them. If there's some meeting, like the other day we were gathered at the church, there were lots of kids looking on, and we don't chase them away. But now we've shown that we ourselves aren't bad. If you want to pass us by, there are others we will interact with. And if that sets them back, then they will come back to us eventually in our place and restore relationship with us. Then they will look and see what we're really like. Even if neighbors won't drink water with them, they will keep the village supplied with water. They will continue to welcome their neighbors' partnership and any interest in their different way of life. One of my goals for this trip was to hear more about what the EERN church leaders would think was a good way for our partnership to operate. I was pleased to hear so many talk about partnership with their communities. This gave me the chance to ask the National Church President about how we can express that partnership in more than a business model, more than a transaction of getting something from each other. He spoke of how partnership with our other Christians turns more deeply into sharing fellowship together as brothers and sisters, people who are pilgrims together on the road home.
Hey.
That's the kind of fellowship that Jesus established. We became one, the Jews and the Gentiles. It says now there is no difference. In faith, we become one. We are able to do God's work together.
Hey. Naji dadi magana zumunci.
I'm glad you brought up the word fellowship. I thought, yeah, fellowship has a lot deeper meaning than partnership. And fellowship of siblings, if you say siblings, then you mean being from the same source. Siblings, then, are people who have become one. They reciprocate together. The thing that concerns me concerns you. And the thing that concerns you concerns me, because you are my sibling. So partners, the work of partnership that they are doing, if the work ends, they're able to go their separate ways. But with fellowship, this is something that relates to siblings. That's how they're dealing with each other always. And not just only in this world, but all the way to heaven. There before Jesus Christ. It won't end. We'll continue in that fellowship in Christ forever and ever.
It's a great thing to have a chance to experience a small glimpse of the connection we take with us to heaven when we will be joyously worshiping together in the house of God our Maker. As we try to exhibit the kingdom of heaven in our place, may God help us learn from our sisters and brothers in Niger, so we might be better at sharing partnership and the love of God with our neighbors as well. Thank you for your prayers and your willingness to support our deepening relationship with the church in Niger.